up, guys? Welcome to another episode of You Know What It Is,
the True North Views podcast.
Guys. It's your favorite podcast. It's your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast.
Damn.
Some would say. If you know what it is.
You know.
If you know, you know. Don't kill me.
If you don't know, find out now.
Before we get started, first and foremost, this is going to be the only time that we mention this because we're in too good of a mood today.
Happy. We're
too happy today, so let's get the sad shit out of the way first. Right. So R.I.P. to XXX Tentacion.
Yes.
Sad.
R.I.P. Hate to see people die.
20 years old.
See people die.
At the end of the day, he's 20 years old. There is too much more life to live, regardless of what people say.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether he deserved it or not, or he did this, therefore...
Everyone has their own assumption,
or he brought that energy, or blah, 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 blah.
Death should never be
the answer.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Dude was 20. Where were you when you were 20? Where was I when I was 20? We weren't wilding. We weren't wilding out like XXX. Let's be realistic. But
we didn't have that much money, though. That's why.
That's true. We didn't have that much money.
We weren't signing $8 million contracts at 20.
So let's leave it at that.
Yeah. Oh, no, quick. Do you think it's like a Biggie Pac thing?
I'm literally not even gonna go there.
No, I'll tell you why. I'm not saying because he's a good. I'm not saying like he's a rapper on their level, but he's someone who had potential to blow up huge, which Biggie and Pac had and were already doing, and then pass away young.
The only connection
I'm making there. I'm not saying anything else.
The only connection I'll make to Biggie and Pac is today's generation doesn't really understand the extent to which rap beef can go, and that's not to say this is rap beef. We don't know what this is.
I was just saying about the death part.
But that's my point. So
death.
in the hip hop community, our generation, and more importantly, the generation before us, they understand where this shit can lead to, and they have Biggie, they have Pac, they have Pun, they have Big L, they have so many different references. Our generation understood those generations' issues. So we weren't far removed from the Biggie era, so to speak. And then the current generation just is too far removed from Biggie.
But now, do you think this is their...
I think X is their version.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Only from the perspective of a larger artist has passed, but nothing to do with potential or ability or...
Yeah, X has so much potential.
Again, I'm leaving it at that. I don't know if there's anything else you want to say.
I just feel like he had a lot of potential. He passed early, and this is their way of understanding that the energy you put out there, you receive back. That's why I really wanted to say that. People, keep up the positive energy. No need for this negative stuff. Life's too short to be negative.
Real shit. So is that the end of that?
Yeah, that's the end of that.
Okay, so let's start the podcast now. So mic check, guys.
Hello.
You already know what it is. This is True North Views podcast. Welcome to another episode. This is episode 9.
What's 9 in Spanish?
Nueve. Now, I was trying to think about anything clever that we can do that has to do with the number 9.
9.
And I realized there's nothing. Maybe we got to turn that 6 upside down. It's a side now. It's a 9 now.
It's a side now.
Wow. It's a 9 now. Is that all we have?
That's all we have.
But it's all good, man. Everything is exquisite. We're feeling great today. We're barbecuing. About to barbecue.
Wait. Yo, I'm harved.
Yo, I'm fucking marved out of my mind, bro. So let's make this... okay, guys, that's the end of the episode.
All right, guys. See you guys next week. Same time.
Yo, I'm fucking marved out of my mind. So we're gonna barbecue after this, man. We're gonna have some drinks.
I'm salivating.
We're gonna have some God's green earth.
Woo.
If you know what I mean.
Some God's grass.
If you know what I mean. But yo, we're feeling great, man. Everything is exquisite.
Exquisite.
Now, the True North Views podcast, guys, we are the kings of dope criticism.
The Pharaohs of Prolific Opinions.
And the emperors of elevated thought. And if you don't know by now, you're going to learn. I go by the name of Harris.
You can call me JustShola.
You can call him that if you want. But that's his name as well.
That's my name.
As usual, we are giving you our views from the perspective of a couple of first-generation Canadians on what's really buzzing, what people are talking about, and perhaps what people are not talking enough about. Now, before we get started, I want to do a quick shout-out. I went on Twitter.
Oh, who shouted us out now?
Yo, I went on Twitter earlier today. I'm loading this up as we talk.
Who's shouting us out? Who's coming to the party now?
It's another...
who's coming to the Christmas party?
It's another fellow podcast, man. These guys are up and coming as well. They're called the Off the Bounce podcast.
Oh, yeah. That's my boy.
That was appreciated. That's your boy?
Yeah. He's Lisa's boy.
Oh,
Lisa.
Yeah.
That's his podcast. I always fuck with that podcast. I listen to it all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Off the Bounce, guys.
Yo, shout out to I forgot about that because I remember I listened to their shit way back when she showed us.
Yeah.
To bump that. And then I was just like, I won't lie, like basketball season finished. I'm not
looking for a basketball podcast.
To be completely honest, but that shout out reminded me. So yo, shout out to
that's
them.
Nissan. Yo, shout out to Nissan. Shout out to everyone on that podcast.
Yo, Off the Bounce, guys. They followed us. I followed them back.
Yeah, respect, man. I didn't
So they are on Twitter. It's Off the Bounce Pod, all one word. Shout out to them. They spit that basketball talk, man. And it's off season. Don't get me wrong. Like when the season finishes, there's still shit to talk about.
Oh, they even shout us out.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
Shout out to Off the Bounce podcast, man. Collab
shout out,
soon,
man.
hopefully.
So let that be a lesson to other podcasts.
Yo, we're out here.
We want to shout you. We want to shout you guys out, man. At the end of the day, we're all growing together, so we appreciate that. First and foremost, and again, you show us love, we show that love back. So
you guys get a booth at the
you guys are invited. You guys are unofficial friends of the show at this point.
Are you official?
Welcome to the club.
Or unofficial?
Unofficial, official, or official, unofficial,
Whichever
something of that nature.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club, regardless, man. We got a couple of things to talk about today. Where did you want to start?
Start with music.
Start with some music.
Let's start with music.
Music
we
potpourri.
Always start with music.
Let's get it. So I don't think there's really anything else to talk about with music other than the fact that Jay Z and Beyonce dropped.
Ooh.
Like that's royalty at that point.
Yeah, that's like I would say that's like Donald Trump dropping a mixtape, but like, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Wow, okay.
It's just someone up there that drops a mixtape.
Wow.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I haven't heard a better project in a minute. I haven't heard a better album in a long time. I haven't heard a better album.
To be honest, I've never really taken this album just because I'm musicked out over the last month and a half with all the Kanye releases, all the good music releases. Like there's just so much music.
It's been a huge year for hip hop.
Like this last week, I took off music. Like I was not listening to music a lot.
Who was it that tweeted? I think it was T.I. that tweeted that. There's a ton of names that came out this year, but let's see where those albums are like 4 or 5 years from now or something.
Yes,
like
I want to see that.
Let's wait until we call this a historic
or a year.
Hip hop year, if you want to call it that, right? Like, but I don't know. Like, there's been a lot of fucking projects.
Yeah, the Nas came out too, and this came out like 2 days after the Nas.
One day. This came out one day.
So
I'm
Nas
still trying to came out Friday at like fucking 8 p.m. whatever it was, and then this came out. So this is called Everything Is Love. This came out, I think, Saturday midday.
Yeah, something like that.
If I'm not mistaken. This shit, I had to go make another title account, bro.
Did you really?
I needed 6 more months.
I was like, wait.
Because, my title, my site, I was going to say description. My title subscription ended like,
I think mine
June, like, 12th.
Yeah, like right before the album.
And obviously nobody knew the album was coming out, right? So
you can renew it? Like, you had to pay for it?
No.
Oh, like you get that free subscription?
Yeah, you get access to it right away.
Yeah, that's sick.
You get access to it right away.
I didn't renew it, and then it was on Spotify. Like, perfect.
Yeah, and then when I saw it was on Spotify, it was almost cheese, bro. I was almost like, yo, come on, man.
Yo,
I wanted that exclusivity.
Jay-Z knows where the money is, and the money is putting yourself out there on as much platforms as possible.
And we'll get to that later because that's a little sneak peek at a potential segue we got coming up.
But yo, what do you think about the album as a whole?
Yo, I'm telling you, like I really mean it when I say now. Fuck, I hate to say this because I don't want to discount my own opinion.
Okay.
But I think it's fair that the viewers understand that I'm a Jay Z stan.
Yeah, I will say, let everybody know you're a Jay Z stan before you go into.
So we have to understand that. However, I can acknowledge when projects aren't that good. Mm-hmm. I still have that ability to do that.
Yeah, that's like me and Kanye.
Now, this album, I'll be completely honest, I haven't heard a better album in a long time. Like, period.
Opposite way.
Period. I'm like, this album gets a early like 9.5 out of 10 for me.
It's a good album.
It's a great album.
I don't know. I'm just like I said. I'm music out.
I wish it had. Let me extend on my feedback a little bit. I wish it had maybe 2 more songs, or let's say maybe at least one more song with one type of like something. Like if it was
like an interlude.
If the number was say 11 or 10
but do you think
12,
I'll think about this now.
It would look great. The 9 is like that weird spot between like.
And we're on episode 9. Are we bound for greatness?
Yo, that's why everything is exquisite. Because everything is love is 9 tracks. TMV, we're on episode 9. Everything's exquisite. I think we just found our episode name.
Do you think Kanye...
Go ahead.
You think this album had more songs until Kanye started coming out with 7 songs?
No.
Like,
no.
Let's maybe cut back track.
Like Jay Z has said, just stay in your lane and don't really worry about what anyone else around you is doing.
Still notice what people do.
Not at all.
I'm not saying...
I don't like.
I'm not saying
I
you did,
really
but you still notice what people do around you. I'm not saying that's why he made the decision, but you notice that stuff.
I don't think so. The reason why I don't think so is this. I think Kanye is 1 for 4 when it comes to these 7-track albums.
No, I think he's 3 for 4.
Pusha's the only album where you felt satisfied.
Oh, I felt satisfied with Kids See Ghost.
Okay,
but then again, I'm a Cudi lover.
Okay, but forget. That's a pause. Yeah, forget whether you're a fan of Cudi. It's just, did you feel like that was a complete album?
Complete? I felt like I was missing something. I feel like I could have used more tracks.
How many songs would you have wanted on Kids See Ghost? How many more songs?
I could have used like 11 easily.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Some more Cudi on that.
So, regardless of if you like it or not, Kids See Ghost wasn't enough as a 7-song album.
I see what you're saying.
Nas's wasn't enough as a 7-song album. Kanye's for sure wasn't enough as a 7-song album. Pusha's, and that's not to limit Pusha. This is actually saying I'm saying good things about Pusha. 7 songs, Pusha worked perfectly.
Yeah, that's true. Because he doesn't talk about much topics. Like, let's be honest, Pusha's good. He's a good lyricist, but his topics are really...
It's true.
They go one way. I don't listen to the 12 track.
Like they go multiple ways, but they use one source, and that's obviously the drug game and everything behind the drug game.
Rapping about how much money this made. Eventually, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of hearing how many times you iced out your.
And again, you could be saying a lot of shit, but eventually you're always coming back to that original avenue.
So 7 was good for Pusha in that.
So that's what I'm saying. So I don't think Jay Z's or Jay Z and Beyonce, I should say, is watching anything that has to do with what Kanye has released recently. Because if you want to talk about other projects, you want to talk about J Rock's project, you want to talk about I was going to say fucking Black Thought, but that was 5 tracks.
Playboy Cardi too had
other tracks, other tracks projects, I should say, that have come out beyond the whole Ye's June, if you want to call it that. They've been more than 7. So why would they follow Kanye?
Is the track listing for Scorpion out?
I don't think so, but it's rumored that it might be double disc.
Holy fuck.
Imagine if it goes double disc 7 songs.
14 tracks.
Who was it that said? I think it was on the Joe Budden podcast. I think it was
Mal?
They were probably all fucking around. They're like kids. I don't even remember which album they were talking about. They said one of these Kanye albums should have been a double disc 7 song.
Damn,
and we would have been satisfied.
I would have been satisfied if Kids See Ghost
a Kids See Ghost was double disc 7 songs. That way you're sticking to your script of quote unquote 7 songs. It's just it's a double album. So we'll give you 14. That would have been sick. And then you have 2 interludes on each one.
Oh yeah, that's possible.
So you're getting 10 songs, 4 interludes. Bro.
Start curating an album.
I gotta start working for Def Jam, bro. That's some fucked up shit.
On this album though, I felt like first of all, Beyonce carried. I don't think she carried Jay Z, but I loved her more than Jay Z on this album. Let's put it that way.
We're about to fight, man.
I'm not saying she carried the album, but
we're about to fight.
I liked her more than Jay Z on the album.
I'm not gonna lie. This might be Beyonce's best work.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, okay, Beyonce. Then Jay Z comes out, I'm like, okay, Jay Z, but Beyonce though.
Okay, so then would you say you think Beyonce shined more because you had lower expectations of Beyonce because you're used to Jay Z carrying?
No, I have high expectations of Beyonce. It's Beyonce.
I'm talking about in comparison to your expectations for Jay Z. You know Jay Z. Well,
that's true. That's true. Jay Z, I felt like he was going to.
You know he's going to deliver. Mm-hmm. You know he's going to be fire. But Beyonce, you almost don't know what to like. Are you going to get sort of an angry R&B? Are you going to get
she brings so many
ballad R&B? Are you going to get the dancing, crazy in love type of R&B? What are you going to get from Beyonce? So there's more question marks in the air. And as a result, by default, it almost creates less expectations in comparison to Jay Z. Because Jay Z,
you know what you're going to get.
Exactly. You know
Whereas
he's going to
Beyonce,
rap.
you don't know what you're going to get, like ape shit.
So I would say, yeah, I was more
Impressed.
surprised or more impressed by Beyonce.
Yeah, I don't think she carried the album.
But yeah,
I just meant to
Jay-Z
say, like,
carried the album.
I don't know who carried who. I think they're both good in their own right. Like,
but
6 songs, they both have 4.5 albums. I'll give them.
Jay-Z to me was trying to I think he was trying to prove to people that he can still rap.
There's no doubt Jay Z could not rap.
But he was getting criticism on 444.
Why?
Because
he can't rap about the same things he used to 10 years ago.
But I'm saying, 444 obviously was just a different project overall. Like, it was just about, it was so much on a higher level than really anything he's ever done before. And I mean, overall message and depth.
I feel like he had a message. It was more conscious than anything he's done. I want to say higher.
More conscious, yeah. I'm not going to say higher level. I'm going to say more conscious than anything he's done.
Heavy conscious rap.
But the rapping itself, if we just want to talk about the lyricism, we want to talk about just how much is he rapping, right? 444, he caught some flack for that from some people. They were like, it's mediocre. I mean, yeah, I get the message, but the rapping is mediocre. That's kind of what the general message was of 444. So I think
can see that, I guess.
I think he came back on this album and he was trying to show people, I can spit on any fucking beat you want me to spit on. I can give you early 2000s flow. Mm-hmm. I can give you late 90s flow. I can give you the early 2010s flow. I can keep up on a Migos track and spit syllable type of rap if you really want syllable type of rap.
Yeah, the people that can do that.
Right? So, Jay-Z's also fucking 50 years old.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
He shouldn't be doing this at this stage.
But that's how good he is. There's no doubt Jay-Z's good.
Fuck.
The new generation just don't know about him that well.
Jesus Christ.
They like the Uzis and they expect Jay-Z to be like Uzi. And it's like, no, this man's, how old is he? 40 something?
He's got to be 49 by
now.
He's
exactly. He has kids. You can't rap about the same way these young kids do it nowadays.
I guess. But forget the topics, right? Because the new generation or the current generation will always rap about money because they're all getting money for the first time. But
not just topics though, even just the way they're
I'm talking rap ability, lyrical ability, wordplay, double entendres, fucking
new music
metaphors.
Doesn't have that. Uzi bombs, don't get me wrong, but Uzi doesn't.
Uzi has.
Uzi's he's not dropping. Uzi. If Uzi was coming out 11 tracks right now, how many of those are using double entendres like crazy? See?
Yeah, he's not. He's not double entendring it. You're right.
But that's Jay Z.
Yeah, no, Jay Z.
But he can't.
He's throwing 17 entendres on that shit, man. Yes. Yo, we're gonna get into some of the lyrics later. Mm-hmm. He fucking. Oh my god. I'm disgusted how good this album is.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted.
The time I've listened
borderline to perfect album.
Yeah, I liked it.
Borderline.
I liked it. That's all I'll say. Again, I haven't given it enough listens.
I'm gonna wait till you listen to it more.
Again, I'm music out this whole week. I've not listened to that much music at all either. Just so every time I listen to music, I'm just I'm over music. I've listened to so much music.
So wait until you're not musiced out.
Which is gonna be this week. This week today I was like, you know what? I can listen to some music now.
Wait until you're not musiced out. Although we're fucking still waiting on that Tiana Taylor.
Was that supposed to be this week?
It's supposed to be. It was supposed to be
last week, Friday, right?
It's supposed to be on Friday.
And what happened to it? It never came out.
I remember being up till close to, let's say, 11 o'clock, close to midnight, and I was like, I don't see it. I don't know. Now again, we are recording this on the weekend, so by the time this episode comes out, it may be out. But it didn't come out Friday, and I'm sad. We'll get to that. Okay. Let's stick to Jay Z for a second. Two storylines going on here. One storyline says they want to be petty. One storyline says they're taking advantage of this holiday that nobody has ever heard of.
What holiday?
Juneteenth.
Oh no, everyone's heard about it. It's an American thing because of slavery. I've never heard of Juneteenth. It's American. It has to do with slavery. I think the day slaves were
I thought it had to do with Black love or some shit.
I thought it had to do with slavery. You know what? Let me do some quick Googles.
Let's do our Googles. Let's do our Googles. Juneteenth. I don't even know the spell. I'm putting Juneteenth. Juneteenth worldwide celebration. African American emancipation.
Yeah, see, it had to do with slavery.
Oh, you're right.
Juneteenth. I remember it's an American thing because in Canada we technically
American freedom. It emphasizes education and achievement. It's a day a week and in some areas a month. marked by celebrations, guest speakers, picnics, and family gatherings.
I don't think they were taking advantage
So
of
I guess maybe it's just about family, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, so some people were saying they released on Saturday to be petty. Nas just came out.
No.
Not necessarily to get at Nas, but more so to get at Kanye. Let's disrupt Kanye's. And then we're seeing Tiana doesn't come out on time as a result. Coincidence? Maybe. Right?
Coincidence.
Right? So some people are saying it's to be petty.
I don't think so.
With the Nas Kanye shit, and some people are saying it's Juneteenth. Do you have anything? Like, do you have any thoughts about this? Do you think it's one or the other? Do you think it's neither?
I don't
think it's both.
Think it has to do with Kanye. I feel like this new timing was right. Just music out, everyone's bumping music. It was the perfect time to drop an album. It had nothing to do with timing. Was just right. I think
I get it.
I don't think it had anything to do with anything.
And they had tracks.
The album had nothing to do
ready.
with like. Well, they did have the Black Effect.
I feel like they had tracks ready for like 2 years.
Yeah, some of those tracks were like.
And
they
then
definitely recorded it. Like they were done recording this album a few months ago.
I think it was more. No, I don't think a few months ago.
I think it was a few months ago.
I think it was more so a matter of when they started to be okay with each other again. Obviously, like not fighting anymore, settling their marriage. Because like, how long has Jay Z been kind of preaching? Just the whole growth part of their marriage.
A long time.
Kind of since 444.
Before 444.
Even before, yeah. So this album may have been ready for a year.
Yeah, I think it was done a while ago.
This album may have been done for a year. You're right. And then they wanted to finish. Okay.
They might have done some like touch-ups because they added Rumi
change of production and Rumi and Sir.
Yeah, there was some hints.
Shout out to Rumi and Sir. Love Blue.
That was so funny.
That was so sick.
But I don't think it had anything to do with. I think time was right. Music's been dropping and it's been going good.
Yep.
They used. I don't think they did to spite Kanye, but they used Kanye's.
I think for them it was almost like you said. It's not that they were trying to spite Kanye, but it was more like an added bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, now's a great time to drop music, not because of Kanye, but like, oh shit, and we're disrupting Kanye.
Exactly.
I don't mind. But I think I think you're right. They were gonna drop anyway. Let's do some track by track shit, man. So I mean, it starts off with Summer, might be the weakest track of the album.
I actually liked Summer.
It's good. No, I'm not. And when I say weakest, I don't mean any track is weak.
Yeah, you just mean like
all.
The worst of the best.
Exactly, it's the worst of the best. And then Ape Shit comes on, so that's the Migos track.
Yo, that song, it's gonna bump in the club.
Yo,
hard.
Now, 5 minutes prior to starting the recording of this podcast, I let you listen to the Migos reference track for the first time.
Oh my god! Someone needs to send me that in a MP3 format so I can play that blasting from my car.
Go YouTube to
MP3.
I don't know if that's legal, so let's not discuss that. But yeah, that Migos reference track is crazy. Beyonce
killed it.
Beyonce's a very good performer.
She's so talented. Her range is amazing.
That's obviously not new information, but like when you think about it. Think about the range of writers that Beyonce has had.
Everyone
and
from
think
anywhere.
about her execution no matter what she's given.
Everyone from anywhere. And she killed it. She's amazing. That's why Beyonce
give her
Beyonce.
A Migos track and she flawlessly executes a Migos track.
With the ad-libs and everything. It was heavy, man. It was that's still one of my favorite tracks on the album. Just because of the pure hypeness of the track. It's a summer track.
I think Beyonce's ability to execute makes that, like, technically that's probably my least favorite track.
Yeah, it's not the best track.
Technically, it's probably the least favorite track.
It's the least conscious track.
But
it bumps.
Beyonce's execution just gives you, like, a different level of appreciation. Like, holy fuck, she killed that.
Every time I listen to a Beyonce, like, project, I'm like, her range is amazing.
And, like,
I'm going to keep on saying it. Her range
she also
is
executes Jay Z bars perfectly.
Yeah.
Because we know Jay Z writes all of her rhymes.
Pretty much. She's not a writer. She's not a writer. She's never admitted to being a writer.
Exactly. She's a performer.
But when it comes to performing, she's up there.
Like, oh my God. We're good. Okay, so let's get into some of this, right? So Ape Shit, I mean, did anything interesting happen on Ape Shit lyrically? I think so. There was something I wanted to make sure.
I like the Migos ad-libs.
The Migos ad skirt. Yeah, that shit was nice. This is how we made it. What's the song called again?
Ape Shit.
Yeah, I'm so stupid. Yo, you take it in. So I was looking up all the lyrics. Now you were talking about this earlier. Remember back in the day, you look up lyrics What's the first two links that used to come up?
AZ lyrics.
And the one that nobody really knows about, lyrics.com.
Yeah, no,
everything was AZ lyrics and lyrics.com. Now I looked up all the lyrics. Everything was Genius.
Yeah, Genius took over the lyrics game because it gives you the lyrics and it gives you the explanation.
So you said you were on Genius before everyone else?
Oh, hell yeah.
What's that story you're saying?
Oh, yeah, let me tell you how I got on Genius. It was, I think, Carter 4. I don't remember the Lil Wayne line. I loved it, but I didn't know what it meant. I felt like it was a reference to something in his past. So I kept on Googling. Like, I was on Google, and like, I'll Google the line and meaning, Google stuff, and I somehow found Genius. I was like, oh, okay. It was just rapgenius.com. This was before it was genius.com, and they had the rock and the country version. And so I go there, and I'm like, oh, look, Lil Wayne lyrics, and you click it. Same thing it was here. You click it, it goes to the side, you see the lyrics. There was no app. This was just a plain, simple-ass website.
That's funny as shit.
5 years later, it's one of the biggest rap lyrics.
You're saying you should have invested.
I really should. I feel like I should have
Bitcoined it.
I should have been one of those guys that's like top.
You should have been 50 with Bitcoin.
You heard that was fake?
What, the 50 thing?
Yeah, he actually did not have any Bitcoin money.
Are you serious?
It was all a lie.
Come on, man.
He literally just did that for hype.
Come on, 50.
He accepted Bitcoin as a payment, but no one paid him in Bitcoin because it wasn't a thing. Like, who bought album in Bitcoin?
Oh, okay. So nobody actually. Oh, okay.
Like, no one actually bought an album in Bitcoin, but you could have paid him.
Could have if you wanted to, yeah.
Yeah. Because people that do play Bitcoin or use Bitcoin, are probably not people that listen to 50's album. Let's be honest.
That's true. Well, you never know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. But yeah, so in Ape Shit, I mean, just a lot of wordplay from Jay Z. I think probably the most interesting line in there was that I said no to the Super Bowl. You need me, I don't need you. Facts. Yeah, you think they think that actually? First of all, anything they say, I believe.
But yeah,
we're just talking about 50. Anything they say, I believe.
That's being a stand though.
But didn't Beyonce perform at Super Bowl last year?
No, like
2 years ago?
4 years ago.
Oh, it was a minute, eh?
Yeah, it was the one where that girl went crazy. Tommy Loren saying, "Oh yeah, your husband used to be a drug dealer."
Oh yeah,
black protesters tried to hurt her. I hate that bitch.
Yeah. So the Super Bowl line was probably the most interesting line on that track. But yo, they killed that. Beyonce performed perfectly. Shout out to them.
There's a video for that. I've not seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet, but apparently the video is like really well executed. Title like shit, man. Clip. Yeah, title shit. Enough said.
Jay Z's rich. Beyonce is rich.
Yo, can we talk about title for a second, money, bro? Like, I want to use title, but our family plan, the way our Spotify family plan is set up.
Yo, if title gets family, maybe.
Cause title I think is worth it, bro. It just has more shit. I'm interested.
I don't like the interface. The only thing I like that they have is the Jay Z.
The interface I used to not like. I think I actually like it better now. The only thing I don't like about fucking what's the shit called?
Tidal.
About Tidal. Title.
Shout out to Taxstone.
You play a track. It doesn't really Spotify changes the color to green.
Yeah.
Kind of the text gets bigger so you pressing it.
You don't
without your phone being on vibrate haptic feedback back in the day.
Fuck. Active feedback.
That used to be a thing. You remember pressure sensor, the BlackBerry Storm? Fuck.
That was dope though.
Storm was ahead of its time.
Way ahead.
Let's talk about that.
BlackBerry's still in business too.
BlackBerry still makes good phones. Next up is Boss. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this was the interesting song where we didn't know if Jay Z was talking about Kanye or Drizzy Drake.
Oh, was this track?
Was this the track? Was it?
I don't think it was this track.
Wasn't it? I am a boss. You got a boss. No,
I don't think it was this track.
It wasn't this one.
No.
Fuck. What was that? Friends then? No, I'm pretty sure it was this one.
Yeah. It's this one. Actually, you're right. You're not a boss. You got a boss. Niggas getting jerked. So
let's talk about that verse, right? Because that's obviously the verse that most people are talking about. So it's like, no cap, false nigga, you not a boss, you've got a boss.
Okay, first of all, that line is Drake.
Okay, let's break it down bar for bar. Before we break it down bar for bar, overall, do you think the verse is about Drake or Kanye or both, or is it just one person gets a bar, one person gets a bar, one person gets a bar? Yeah, I've been going back and forth.
I think it's just bar for bar. I think I agree. The verse is not about one person in particular.
Right.
It's bar for bar.
I think certain bars apply to people more specifically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And certain bars don't. So,
and something I would think Jay Z would do just because
Jay Z's been the king of petty.
Exactly. He's not the type of person that would be like, I'll make one bar for like one whole
That's the
verse for
thing.
you. He's like, he's probably like in the sense like, you don't deserve a whole verse from me, so
that
you
too.
share it with someone else.
That too, right? Like he's been the king of. Like,
I think he is.
He's been the king of subs.
Yeah,
he's been the
that
king of
is him.
subs, the king of petty, and that's why somebody like Pusha T and the Drake beef said like, don't mention Kanye. Like, give me all the smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because like Pusha T is from Jay's era. Like he understands almost the disrespect to share a diss track.
Yeah, it is. You're saying you're not worth 16
You're not
bars.
worth a full. You're not exactly. You're not worth a
You're
full
worth
verse.
3 or 4.
So he says, "No cap, false nigga. You're not a boss. You got a boss." That's Drake.
Drake.
That's referring to Baby.
Yeah, and Lil Wayne.
I think, and Lil Wayne. Yeah.
Like he's saying Lil Wayne's his boss.
Niggas would rather work for the man than to work with me. I think that's Kanye.
I think that's Drake too.
I think
because didn't he have a didn't Jay Z approach him to release his album on Tidal only, and then he ended up going to Apple Music.
Really? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure,
that's true.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
See, I was thinking something similar.
Because Kanye released Pablo on Tidal first for like
that's
2
true.
weeks, remember?
And then he switched it.
And then he went
He
and
switched
onto
2 or
Apple
3
Music.
tracks, and then re-released it on Spotify.
And Apple Music, yeah, and to the public.
What was I gonna say? I was thinking this line was more about Kanye working for like clothing.
It could be double entendres. I don't know.
You know what I mean? It could be.
It's all open to interpretation.
That's Jay Z at this point. What else did he say? So he's like, continuing on that line. So niggas would rather work for the man than to work with me, just so they can pretend that they're on my level. That shit's irking to me.
See, that on my level part is what makes me think.
Or that's both. That's Drake.
That's Drake. That's what makes me think because he's like, Kanye was once on his level, but Drake's technically has never been on Jay Z's level.
That's what I'm saying,
yet.
right? So Kanye is definitively like quote unquote below Jay Z's level.
I don't know.
In terms of like money.
Okay, yeah, in terms of money. Let's be honest.
Right? In terms of musical ability, I think it's just a different type of fan base.
Yeah, I think
some people will call Twisted Fantasy the greatest album of all time. Hip hop heads will argue against that. Right? I don't know where I sit because I represent both sides in my opinion. So I don't know where I stand because Twisted Fantasy to me top 3 ever.
It's one of the best albums ever.
Right? But back to the point. I think that part is about Drake, especially when Drake had said on was it I'm Upset or whatever track it was where he said I used to want to be Rockefeller, used to want to work with Rockefeller, then I became or something like that. Then I became Jay.
It wasn't I'm Upset. That song came out like
not Upset, sorry, yeah. But then Jay-Z's basically saying like you're not on my level, like your money's not even close. Like let's really understand what's going on here. And then this is what made me think about he's trying to mention Drake a little bit as well. So he says, survey says you're not even close. He says everybody's bosses till it's time to pay for office, to the invoices separate the men from the boys. And then he says, to the invoices separate the men from the boys.
Invoice. Literally.
So the invoice
to Pusha.
Yeah.
That's the Drake.
To me, that was
right there.
That was it.
That was straight Drake right there. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, yeah, he meant Drake. I even rewinded. Did he say invoice? Invoice.
So like when I initially heard this track, I thought it was all Drake. I didn't think about Kanye at all until like watching, of course, last week's worth of podcasts and YouTube shows and whatnot. Kanye was mentioned and I was like, what? Kanye?
Well, if you look at the last line, we measure success by how many people successful next to you. The whole Virgil situation. Remember, he was like he didn't like that Virgil when Virgil called him to say he got the Louis job. Yeah, that could be a line because.
But I don't think that's about Kanye at all.
I think that's about Kanye.
I think that one's all Drake because if you look at Kanye's camp, 2 Chainz make shows on Viceland and cooking shows and most expensive as shit and all that kind of stuff. Pusha T is the president, makes a salary, it works with Adidas, has his own shoe, very successful album release, etc. Tiana Taylor has a VH1 reality show. So Kanye's team is like Big Sean. You know what I mean?
Personally, his close friends, other than Don C, who else has he really like? He put on Virgil and then he said, "I'm jealous of Virgil."
I think Jay Z puts on. I think
boy Lil Mouse, or is it Lil Mouse? Like one of Jay Z's boy that runs his clothing line. One of his runs the he's like an A&R, the top A&R for rock.
Right.
Like he put his close personal friends, not musicians that he met up with. He put his close on 444. There was a track where he talked about all his boys and that what they do. And I think that's what he meant. Like my boys, I put them on.
But then I thought and we'll get to Friends in a second, but I thought he was mentioning that on Friends.
Yeah, maybe he did. Oh.
Right? And then that's why I thought that, but like you said, it's Hove.
Exactly. He drops tracks and doesn't say anything about it.
It's Hove.
So it's up to you to interpret it.
Interpret it how you please.
Yeah, pretty much.
What came up next? Nice. Nice was a nice friggin' track.
Nice was nice.
That was just like is that the song I Can Do Anything?
Yeah.
Oh no, hell no.
Yeah. See, that's when Jay Z when Beyonce does shit like that, I'm like, another thing like she can do better than anyone else that probably wrote it for her.
That Beyonce, oh my god. So if Jay Z starts it, fuck your subpoenas and misdemeanors. So Jay Z showing his immediate like flow, like,
Jay-Z.
He's not here to play.
There's
but
no doubt
Beyonce came in hard. I don't even remember what the fuck I wanted to talk about with that one, but I felt like there was something.
Beyonce is someone I want to put on choruses. Before I say I want Ty Dolla $ign on all my choruses, now I want Beyonce on my choruses.
Listen,
you're not a fan of Ty Dolla $ign?
I give every single Ty Dolla $ign song a chance. I don't like any of them.
You know, ever since that song with Bad Baby last week that came out, he really just disappointed. I'm like, really, Ty? Really, nigga, Ty?
Like, I don't like any of them.
I like Ty Dolla $ign. He keeps me entertained.
Like, okay,
he's entertaining.
So is he like on top of the game, like on his like
he gives you good
pocket,
quotes.
like in his realm of his related artists, if you want to call it that.
Singing weird, raspy, rapping thing. He's up there. He's top 3 in that.
That's true.
Thing, whatever he does.
I guess so.
Like, I'm not paying to see him, but yeah, you know.
What was mentioned on this track though, man? There was something. I'm just gonna look this shit up. And we're gonna go with me. So the second verse, Beyonce says, "Patiently waiting for my demise, cause my
Spotify title."
Yo, Beyonce is swagged out on this fucking album, bro.
What she do?
Yo, I'm telling you, I've never heard Beyonce sound better. She said, "Patiently waiting for my demise, cause my success can't be quantified. If I gave 2 fucks about streaming numbers, would have put Lemonade up on Spotify."
I remember seeing that. I remember hearing that line. I remember
fuck
that line.
you. You're cool. Fuck you. Remember the movie reference? What movie was that? Remember the guy's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you too. Was it the movie with Dave Chappelle?
Half-Baked.
Half-Baked?
Yes,
yeah.
Half-Baked.
Yo.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. I'm out.
That track was too nice. I love that track. That shit was hella nice.
But this is just so Beyonce and Jay Z have money. Like,
yeah.
People don't get it confused. They're not broke.
But that's the thing is they're not lying. They're not lying
in that case,
about
I don't think
anything that they say. They got the money. They got everything. So yeah, nice is hella nice.
Nice is hella nice.
Enough said. 713 came up next.
713.
So he explained how he met Beyonce in that track. That was a good track.
713 an area code?
Yeah, isn't it?
Is it like
isn't that shit New York?
I don't know.
Or is that Houston because Jay Z moved him out west?
It's Houston.
Is that
code for Houston?
Is that the track that Beyonce said Beezus?
Did she actually say that?
Yeah, she said this is Hove and I'm Beezus or something like that. Watch the Throne.
I don't.
Yo, I don't even remember which track that was. Shit.
I don't think it was this track, but she said Beezus. She needs to calm down. Like, you're good, Beyonce. Well, come on, man. Come on, man.
I'm telling you, man. Jay Z has put another level of swag into Beyonce.
He definitely has.
She has. I mean, he has, man.
Friends?
Was it Friends?
That was the next track. Oh.
What was the track? What was the track that Beyonce was like, throw that ring out, you have to buy me another one or some shit?
Really? No, I didn't take in this album hard enough to.
Bro, I had all my shit ready. Shout out to Genius for trying to help me find the lyrics. But I can't find them right now. So fuck it. So 713 was nice. Friends was the next track. So Friends is annoying chorus. Can we talk about that? My friends, your friends, better than your friends. Yeah.
One of those.
My friends are goals, your friends are hoes. Or some shit like that. Like, yo, that thing is like that intro.
You didn't like the chorus?
I mean, that chorus is going to be a chorus that you hear on every girl's Instagram story at one point this year.
Really?
And every girl's Instagram caption. You tell me my friends are goals, your friends are foes.
My friends are... Oh.
my friends, real friends, better than your friends.
You think that my friends, real friends was a real friends?
That's all that Kanye. That was literally that entire song was.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say.
But Jay Z was kind of like open about it, right? Like it's not like. I mean, obviously, it was to throw shots, but like Jay Z was more so just saying like these are my real friends, like, and if you can't understand that I didn't go to your wedding because I was fighting with my wife,
you better understand that shit.
Then we're not real friends.
True.
Right? Like, there's really nothing beyond that. Right? Like, it was right at the end. He had said, what did he say?
I heard him saying something about how he couldn't go because he was, or I read somewhere that he said that he couldn't go because of his wife, him and his wife.
I think he talked about it on some shit.
On an interview or something.
Some interview. Probably Andrew Martinez or something. But what did he say? What did he say? Something about fighting my wife. Some shit like that. Anyways, fuck it. I don't care for a lyrical breakdown right now, but Friends was super hard.
Friends was
talks good. About Kanye. So basically what he's doing is he's addressing the fact that Kanye is now part of this, Kardashian clan, if you want to call it that. Yeah. And like those aren't the people that he grew up with. Those aren't his real friends.
They're not. They're really not.
Right? Beyonce obviously taking her shots. My friends, real friends, better than your friends. My friends are goals. Your friends are foes. Like, China was a friend at one point. Like,
she's a foe.
Fucking, you know what I mean? Like, who else are they fighting with? Rob Kardashian they fought with in the past.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, Scott Disick. Is he part of the family? Is he not? Nobody really knows. He's part of the fucking, the Keeping Up with the Kardashian family. The filming of the show.
Wait, isn't he off it now?
But beyond that, you know what I mean? Like,
well, he had 3 kids with one of the Kardashians.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying like, are they still fucking with him?
Oh, no, they're not.
Because of the fatherhood aspect, or realistically because he's great for the show? Like, let's be realistic.
Is he still on the show?
Still on the show, absolutely.
He's still on the show?
I don't know like what the newest season is, but like I've watched last season. I've watched bits and pieces of last season.
And he wasn't dating Courtney?
And he was a regular character. No.
He wasn't dating Courtney, but he was still a regular? So he has his own life?
Courtney was with the French dude.
The dancer guy.
Friggin' Tony Parker's cousin or some shit, yo.
That guy's huge. He's like 6'5".
He's like 6'5". You know he plays some French national. Boris Diaz friggin' uncle or something, man.
This guy's in the World Cup right now playing.
He's definitely related to Nick Batum. He has that light-skinned Tony Parker, Nick Batum.
They're white,
Boris Diaz look to him, yo.
One of those ones.
But he's still on the show. So Beyonce obviously is clearly taking bars there. Jay Z makes that main bar where he's like, if you can't understand, I'm fighting with my wife. At that point, I'll let myself die while the house is burning. If I'm still fighting with my wife, I wouldn't even leave the house. I'd watch it burn.
Jeez.
That type of thing, right? So if you can't understand that I'm not going to go to a wedding.
Some serious love.
Right? Like,
you can't blame him for that.
Enough said. Like, I don't understand why Kanye wouldn't understand that.
What's the next track?
Next track was Heard About Us. That was just super swag, right? Like, just super Saiyan swag. That's just You Heard About Us. Like, that's just as literal as it gets. You guys know who we are. I think that was the track where Jay Z was like, it's B. You don't even get her full name. Like, that's Beyonce, nigga. Like, like that type of thing. Like, that's B. You don't even, like, it's B. Enough said.
Name, like, that's enough. Like, B is B. Once you hear B, you already know who it is.
Get that text message, yo, this is B. It's Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly. Who else want to be?
That's it.
Then you get a text, yo, hey, it's B. Like, duh.
Enough said.
Next track.
This is probably my favorite track. I'm not going to say it's the best one, but this is definitely my favorite track, Black Effect. So this is the one where Jay Z and the chorus goes like, I can get on, like, what did he say? I can walk on it. I'm good on any MLK Boulevard. He good.
I'm good on any MLK Boulevard.
You
see my vision with the tech, bitch. I'm Malcolm X. Haters dreading my effect. They don't want that's effect.
Beyonce's a great hype man.
Yo, she is.
Can we talk about that?
That's what she's so good at everything. It's not fair.
We need to talk about that, man.
It's not fair.
Yo, she's a great hype man.
Ad-libs?
Dude, how did, like...
She could have been part of Migos.
She could have... Yo, I think Beyonce is the Beyonce of the Migos.
Yo, I'm dead. She's not even in the Migos.
Beyonce is the Beyonce of the Migos. Enough said.
Get your hands up high like a false arrest.
I'm trying to think what else, man. I'm just doing a quick
That was the
scan.
most conscious song.
Yes. So he's
On the
like, put your hands up like a false arrest.
Yes.
So he's obviously double entendring it. Like everyone says, wave your hands like you just don't care, or, whatever. But putting your hands up. But it's like, put your hands up like a false arrest. So you're in the club putting your hands up, and then you're like a false arrest. It's like shit. Like,
But it's also like, when cops pull over to a black person, like, yo, put your hands up.
It's like, yeah, like
it's a false arrest. Like, you didn't do shit wrong, but we're gonna arrest you because.
And what I really like about the fact that what I really like what Jay Z did there was you disguise it as a party track, right? So when it plays at the summer anthems, when it plays at the concerts, the what's the word I'm looking for? Festivals.
Yeah.
Whether it's between sets or they're not going to be part of any festivals.
No, definitely not.
But let's say
he has his own that one that he does. Made in America, doesn't he? Made in America tour? Doesn't he do?
I don't know. Is that annual?
I thought it's a Made in America.
Oh, he's bringing Meek out for sure.
I swear, like he always there. That's in Philly, right?
I don't know. I think so.
I think it's in Philly too.
Oh fuck!
I swear he always headlines that. Beyonce's headline Coachella Coachella passed already? No.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know my dates. Coachella passed already. I wasn't she's headlining Coachella.
You're tripping. Yeah, that was Beychella, remember?
Then the last line where he goes in the chorus where he goes, now hands where I can see them, false arrest. That was a sick line.
Yeah.
Beyonce says, I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah.
The cop saying, I'm going to shoot you, bitch.
So that's going to get hopefully a lot of play and a lot of public play. And whether it does something or not, that message is constantly putting out there into the world. Right? So it's like, yo, there's levels, man. There's levels to this shit, boy. There's levels to this shit, man. Yeah, it's Hove. This is Hove. And what's the final track? Love Happy?
Love Happy, yeah.
I'll be honest, Black Effect is the end of the album for me.
Yeah. When I heard it, Love Happy came, I was like, come on, guys. Like, how y'all put this to end your track? Black Effect would have been the perfect way to end it.
Love Happy is the perfect ending, though, right?
It is,
so the whole album really is about them finding their peace, right? Finding sort of the conclusion to the problem that they had and excelling from there, right? So that's obviously the point of the album. Yeah. Love Happy is the perfect way to end it.
What's next for Jay Z and Beyonce?
That's a good question.
They're going to fade in the background for like another 2 years. Probably. Oh, they're on tour right now.
So they are on tour. When did the last Beyonce album come out?
Was that Lemonade?
Was it Lemonade?
I don't know. When was Beyonce album?
You were doing a lot of Googles today.
Forgive us, guys.
Do your Googles.
Well, today we actually want to give you guys some good information.
Remember we said the number one rule is we don't fact check? We lied.
Okay, fuck it.
I'm lied.
Saying Lemonade came out in 2016.
I think you're right, though.
Oh, it did come out in 2016. That was a guess and I made it right. Yeah.
So, Jay Z, Beyonce, if they're releasing albums actively, they're definitely doing it on a 2-year scale.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So what that tells me is that if they want to keep their names relevant, Beyonce comes out in 2019, mid-year 2019, say May, June-ish.
What's the album going to be about?
Her happiness again. Because Lemonade was kind of... I know, I'm thinking out loud. So it's like, Lemonade was like the demise, right? Like the demise of us, if you want to call it that. Whatever the next album is like
we're good now.
We're like we're in a rebirth. You know what I mean? Like the album, I'm putting this out there. You heard it here first. Episode 9, True North Views podcast. True North Views. The next Beyonce album is releasing May 2019, titled Phoenix.
That's a year from now.
Yes.
I think that's too soon. They're just going to be coming off their tour. I don't know when their tour ends.
Talking about the album.
And then they're going to take like 3.
No, I lied. Let me revise that, please. You heard it here first.
May 2020.
Not May. 2019. When's Beyonce's birthday?
I don't fucking know.
September, October, some shit.
Beyonce was born September 4th, 1981.
September 4th. We're getting a Beyonce album titled Phoenix because it's the day that she's born and it's the rebirth of her marriage.
If this actually becomes a thing, we need to get some money for this. If this is actually a thing, we need some money, guys. Make sure you save this clip.
This is happening. Don't worry. We have the audio rights to this clip, so we good. So
Jay-Z's next album?
Jay-Z doesn't have a timeline. No, so he'll. You
also remember they want to spend time with their family too. Yeah. Like they have 3 young kids.
He'll just stay in the light a bit and decide when he wants to come out next, if at all. But we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. Do you have a rating for this album? Because I know you said you haven't listened to it.
No, I've not given it its fair share of listen to give it a rating. Like,
that's fair.
I've listened to it enough saying, okay, you know what? I'm on to the next thing. I still want to listen to it more. I want to give it some more time.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, like I said, I haven't heard a better album in a minute. This album to me, at the very least, is 9 out of 10, and I'm putting a 9.5. I'm going to say it's 9.5 out of 10. What is it missing? I don't necessarily know. Maybe it's missing...
It's just not a 10.
One or two more tracks, or maybe there's just no perfect album out there.
It's very I don't think there's a perfect album.
So, although Twisted Fantasy is a 10 out of 10. But yeah, so let's move on. Anything else in music that we want to talk about? Did anything else happen that I really care about?
I listened to...
Because I don't think there was.
I like Juice WRLD came out with 2 songs. We don't listen to Juice WRLD.
Yeah. His name is getting... since you mentioned
buzzing.
him...
Trust me, he's been buzzing.
Since you mentioned him, I'm seeing his name everywhere.
He's been buzzing.
I don't know if that's Big Brother watching.
He's a poor man's Post Malone.
He's
trust me, he's buzzing. But he came out with a few tracks. It was just about pretty much X. There's really nothing out there. Tory Lanez came out with a track with Rich the Kid.
Nah.
Rich the Kid's girlfriend says she didn't set him up.
Nah. Tory Bricks. You heard Charlamagne talking about that?
Wait, Tory Bricks?
Yeah, Charlamagne was saying a good friend of mine. He was kind of like explaining. I don't even remember what they were talking about on Brilliant Idiots. And then Andrew Schulz was like, okay, so how long were you going to tell us that you spoke with Tory Bricks about us? Like,
it wasn't Tory Bricks. It was someone else. No, I know what you're talking about, but it was someone else.
It was someone else?
I remember hearing all the time.
Nah, I don't know.
Was it Tory? It wasn't...
I'm pretty sure.
I can't remember who it was.
But... Anyways, let's get back to this shit. So, staying on the lines of Jay Z, this is clearly a Jay Z episode today. And everything is exquisite, and I'm happy about that. Jay Z, is it president? What's the official title? Is it president of basketball operations?
Let me find the actual.
I thought it was.
It probably is.
So as we're looking this up, guys, Jay Z is now Jay Z has been named Puma's president of basketball operations.
Puma is making a run.
Now
they signed.
Let's talk about that. They signed
DeAndre Ayton,
number 1 pick in the draft. Pick.
Bagley.
Marvin Bagley, 2nd pick in the draft. And now he was going to be top 4 regardless. Marvin Bagley.
Oh yeah, he was going to go top. If Don
may have slipped though, right?
Went 2nd, he would have gone 3rd. If Bagley went 3rd,
but Bagley could have slipped positionally to 4, if I'm not mistaken.
If you were risking on Bomba, it was Bomba.
Yeah, okay. But
Bagley had the better.
Bagley's nice.
And I'm a Duke head.
Bagley's nice. Who was it that said? I think Joe Budden said he's comparing him to Marvin Williams. No, Marvin Williams? Remember Marvin Williams was number 2 pick or some shit like that?
He's better than Marvin Williams.
He's way more Marvin Williams.
He's way more
Marvin Williams is still in the league, though. Low key. So
he is, though. He had a resurgence late in his
career. That's not that bad. But, Bagley's nice.
Bagley's and they signed a 3rd player.
Trey Williams. Trey Young.
He signed with them? Trey Young signed with them?
I don't know if it's... at the time, that's what I was hearing. Is those are the 3 people that they're getting. They're buying cheap.
No. I heard Bagley signed the biggest rookie shoe deal since Kevin Durant.
Okay,
that's
rookie
not cheap,
but rookie deal.
But yeah, no rookie's going to get.
But my point is this:
Nike deal.
Puma's taking a great approach to this because they're rolling the dice on people, right? That's what I'm talking about. Cheap investments. So do you want to get? And I'm going to use arbitrary numbers. Do you want to get Jimmy Butler on your squad for $5-10 million a year? Or do you want to get Marvin Bagley for $1 million a year? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what Puma's doing is they're not going to spend the Nike money. They're not going to spend the Adidas money.
But they just
to get a Dame Lillard. No,
to get a rookie contract. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you're comparing rookies to rookies.
Let's think about...
No, because I'm comparing you to saying...
What's a decent name on a shoe? Like, not like a superstar, like just a decent name.
Damian Lillard. Oh, I guess he's a superstar.
He still is, but...
John Wall's on Adidas again.
Yeah, let's use John Wall as an example, right? Mm-hmm. So John Wall, great player. One of the best point guards in the league, for sure.
Yeah.
But he's not the Stephs. He's not the CPs.
He's not selling out. Like, he's not putting on a show.
Exactly.
Like, those guys are.
So now, if John Wall is available, you're Puma.
Oh yeah,
Are you going to pay John Wall $4 million a year, or are you going to pay DeAndre Ayton $750,000 a year?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Of course, they'll go cheaper.
You know what I mean? Because Ayton can become Cat Towns.
Oh yeah.
Who did that with Cat? Where's Cat now?
Cat's with Nike. Pretty sure Cat's with Nike.
I don't think they signed him rookie year though. They may have signed him after.
They signed these guys like if you're like a top
right after.
If you're like a top 15 pick, you get signed sometimes even before you even go into the draft.
Exactly. So that's my point, right? So Cat with Nike is what Puma's kind of hoping for with DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? So small investment relatively in terms of what you're spending, in terms of what's out there.
And big turnaround.
Big potential turnaround in terms of raw sales or more eyes on your brand.
Yeah.
But I really like what Puma's doing
The
here. So,
4 people they signed was DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley, MPJ, Michael Porter.
Oh, they signed Michael Porter. That's a great pickup.
Zaire Smith.
And they signed Zaire Smith too?
Yeah.
So they don't have Trae Young?
They don't have Trae Young.
Oh, fuck.
I'm pretty sure Trae Young signed with somewhere else.
I thought it was Trae Young.
No, they were targeting him. Like I think they were talking to him.
Maybe Trae Young is holding out to join Big Baller Brand. Big Baller Brand. Triple B's, baby.
MPJ was a steal in the draft at 14. I know we're not talking about the draft, but
MPJ, man, to me that's a high risk, high reward. MPJ could just end up being Gerald Green. Okay,
so before we go into Puma more, just let's touch on the draft quickly.
Okay, super quick.
Anything you want? Anything that surprised you? Anything you didn't like?
The Doncic trade was intriguing.
That was good. I want Doncic.
Trae Young is on Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now.
You know why they did that, right?
Schroeder's gone.
You know why they did that, right?
No. Big market.
They were the lowest in attendance. They needed the person with the most hype.
That's what I'm saying. Big potential market, I should say.
Yeah, so like he's going to bring in the crowd.
And I agree with that. That was perfect. That's so fine. Beautifully executed. I didn't think Trae Young was going to. I was surprised by how high Trae Young went. I thought he would be 8 or 9.
It's that risk, right? Like no one wants him to like say, "Fuck, we missed on this guy."
And almost in hindsight, and I don't know if you agree with me on this. Almost in hindsight, I don't think the draft was that deep. Initially, I thought the draft was deep.
I feel like the first 10 is where it's
I feel
I feel we got good role players out of this draft.
Was it deep, or was it just more so that there's no consensus? I mean, there is. Beyond Ayton, there's no consensus number 1. Is that a false perception of deep?
That is a false perception.
You know what I mean? Because Porter Jr. could have been, if healthy, number 3, number 2.
He was rumored to go number 1 at one point last year.
Yeah, I remember that too. Trae Young could have been the 9th pick. Mm-hmm. Fucking what made me realize the draft wasn't that deep, and that's not to diss your boy. Grayson Allen went 20 something.
Yeah, 21.
So that made me I thought Grayson was going 35, 28.
I do like that.
You know what I mean? So I was like, what? This draft's not that deep.
It's not. It's really not.
And then I got confused by Mikal Bridges and Miles Bridges.
I always I was looking at a picture. I'm like, this is not Mikal Bridges. I'm like, oh wait, no.
Which one's the nice one on Nova?
That's Mikal Bridges.
That guy's nice.
Miles Bridges is from.
Is Miles nice?
He's nice too. He was.
But who's nicer?
Miles Bridges is nicer.
Really?
Still. Miles Bridges can play 3, 4.
I'm happy.
And a little bit of the 5.
My Clippers.
And he has a weight.
Clippers got Miles
NBA
Bridges.
Weight. He has NBA weight. He's not ready. He's not going to need to 3 more seasons to put on weight
with his body. Yeah.
No, he has the weight to guard.
Almost like a Stanley Johnson with immediate body. Even though that guy, come on, that guy needs a lot of work.
He needs to do.
But I don't think my Clippers traded that pick. I'm still rolling with the Clippers.
Hey, shout out to the Clippers, man.
That's still my team.
Raptors had no first round picks.
I thought Raptors were gonna get what's that guy? Shy Gorgeous or whatever his name is. Pause. That sounds like a fucking stripper name. Shy Gorgeous.
He's from Mississauga. Shout out to Mississauga.
Shy Gorgeous. Is that where he's from?
Yeah, he's from Mississauga.
Solid.
They were going to trade up for him supposedly, but I guess
that would have been sick.
Nothing came through with. Nothing good probably came.
I guess we were probably shopping around our interest in Norm Powell.
Yeah, he came.
And we were probably shopping around
one of the stars.
Lowry
or DeRozan. I don't know which one they were shopping.
I think it would have been Lowry. I think it would have been Lowry for a first round
and another
and a future second round,
something like that.
I think we would have done it.
I don't know. Who knows what was out there?
Let's speak super hypothetically.
Who had the 11th pick?
I think the Clippers may have.
Was it the Clippers?
They may have. I don't even remember.
Okay, let's just say it's the Clippers. Who are they willing to give up to get Kyle Lowry? They don't need Kyle Lowry, dude. They don't need a point guard.
Kyle Lowry, we're not taking for 11th pick. We're not getting Miles Bridges for Kyle Lowry. I'm sorry, you got to give me more than that. I need Trae Young.
That's what they're going to add a player. They're going to add.
I need Trae Young, my guy.
You're going to get the 11th pick and a player already on the team, an
expiring contract.
Probably something
more
like
or
that.
less.
And you would for
Like a Fabo Cephalosha type of thing.
maybe
if you
one
still
or two
had Atlanta.
players, project players.
That's true. And then we would have gave up like a Lowry and Norm. But yo, our guys are looking good. Fucking OG's looking great.
Oh, did you see that standing dunk?
His standing through the legs
Yeah,
dunk.
it's like,
Siakam is going to be the next Draymond Green. You heard it here first.
damn. Draymond's getting that max.
Yeah, we're saying a lot of shit. Draymond's going to get max from like Orlando. But let's get back to this Jay Z thing. What I really like about what Puma did here was they're taking a completely different approach. So Adidas fought Nike with firepower.
Yeah, they wanted the next.
They fought fire with fire. We're going to play your game, Nike, and we have just as much money as you. Under Armour went a different route. We're going to get the super face, and we're going to just capitalize the shit out of this face.
But that was luck. Let's not act like Under Armour had a game plan here.
And that's
Curry
the thing.
turning out what he did was
Because they haven't done much since.
They haven't.
Name another athlete on Under Armour. I'll wait because I don't know.
I'll wait too. We'll both be waiting.
So, and then there's the Asian brands,
Anta,
Li Ning, or La Ning, or La Nang, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Lining.
That's what they did a great one too. I think
Wade.
their strategy was kind of to take some of the older players, the Wades, the Lowrys,
Rondo
or
was signed
some of
with
the lesser known players.
Rondo
I think CJ McCollum is with them as well.
Yeah, Chinese men take like those guys. They're not tier 1 level players. They're like tier 2.
Or put it this way,
tier 3 players.
I think what it is that they're not American popular, but they can be Asian popular.
Okay, makes sense.
Right? Like, I don't know necessarily how that works, but Wade, I'm sure, is still a huge name in Asia. Like, if you go to the Caribbean, Vince Carter is still the man, right? So it's like you have that appeal, and let's understand here, Asia's the biggest market.
Oh yeah, that's where you want to go,
right? So
Kobe's huge.
We don't care
Asia.
what Nike's doing in America with 300 million people. Chump change. Let's talk to our billion China customers.
Talk to people in Europe.
Exactly.
Do that.
So Puma is coming with Puma's a European brand, right? Yeah. So Puma's now taking the approach where it's like, we're going to go with the young guys. We're going to just roll the dice.
It's good.
On a bunch of people. And how do we get these young guys to join our
Money.
We get Jay Z.
Oh, that's true. I even forgot Jay Z was
right, and that's like. But
who
now
doesn't want to be associated with Jay Z?
This is what got me thinking a little bit as to whether this was the right move for Puma or not. So we talked about
you see the ugly ass shoe they came out with too. That shoe is ugly.
Whose shoe is it?
It's just a default Puma shoe.
Oh God, is it trash?
I'm trying to like it, but it looks like trash.
So the point I was trying to make is I'm a little worried now. Let me look at this shoe. Oh, these look hard.
I don't know. They look trash, man. Maybe it's a colorway. They need to like give me like a simple black and like white predominant.
These look like Kyrie's.
These do not look like Kyrie. Do not disrespect Kyrie like that. Yo. Do not disrespect Kyrie.
Oh, those
like
are trash.
That. See? Yo, it's trash.
I thought that was just the lighting. That's the shoe.
That's the shoe. That's what I said. Maybe it's just the color. They need to come out with like a black.
What if they're
color.
super comfortable? Then who cares about how it looks?
Yeah, let's see performance reviews on it. We haven't seen performance reviews.
But I think
back to what you're saying.
I'm a little nervous about Puma because the people that they're going to be signing moving forward, or maybe this is just the intro to the game. Maybe this is just how they get their feet wet. But let's assume they stick to the same strategy and that they have, younger players, rookies, players that they're kind of rolling the dice on, etc. And we kind of talked about it with the whole XXXTentacion, Tupac, Biggie thing. Jay Z is our era. And technically not even our era. Jay Z technically is before our era.
Yeah, it's like right before us.
Technically right before us, right? Mm-hmm. So we're born in the early 90s, 91 and 92, just for the people that, let the people know. But when you look at these new kids born in 99, born in 2000, born in 01, moving forward, born in 05, 10 years down the road, born in 08. I mean, and not to say Jay Z's going to be around that long, but what connection do they have to Jay Z?
They have nothing. Like, let's be honest, they have nothing,
right?
Other than
now,
nothing.
Everything else aside, let's just talk about the name and how it's relevant to the current culture. Let's say Kanye was basketball president operations, and again, ability aside, I'm just talking about a name and connection to the current generation. Although Kanye and Jay aren't that far off in age, Kanye is more of a representation of our generation and the generation moving forward. He's still a relevant name.
Yeah.
And even then, he's kind of like waning in popularity, right, to some degree. So if I'm Aiden, do I really know Jay Z's music like that?
Not really. Like, remember what Lonzo Ball said?
Right, like, Lonzo Ball's perfect example.
Like that's a
they don't connect with Jay Z like that. So
that's past their.
It makes me wonder: did they get Jay Z strictly due to his business ability?
No, I think it's for the name. You got to think it's.
Or is that name? But Jay Z knows his shit.
I'm not arguing Jay Z doesn't know his shit, but
like you know what I mean. So I'm wondering, did they really just get him for business ability?
No, I think they got him for the name. I think it's the name.
It's still Jay Z,
and he has that rock.
It is still Jay Z
connection, and
you heard
he's huge everywhere.
You heard what Aiden said? DeAndre Aiden.
He wants to be the face.
I like that.
Remember
that swag.
Klay Thompson too said. He said the reason why he joined Anta was because he wanted to be the face.
Who's the other name on Anta? Kyle Lowry.
Kevin Garnett was on Anta.
Was he?
Yeah.
Shit.
Rondo was on Anta.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a sneaker, so
China Clay.
You know these stuff. But yeah, he says
China Clay is the face of Anta.
He says he wants to be the Michael Jordan of Nike for Anta.
Yo, China Clay moves units.
You see when he couldn't dunk in China?
Yo, the guy was on. I don't know what he was on in China, bro. But shout out to China Clay. What else with this Puma shit, man?
Do you think it's going to be something? Do you think
I think it will be.
Puma is going to make a name?
I think it will be, and the reason why I think it will be is because we're you can't even think about the surgence of Adidas. We're not looking for the one brand anymore.
We're not. No one is. Everyone's something that looks good.
That's the thing. Like when you're more in the shoe game than I am.
At this point,
are people checking for Nikes as much as before? Like they still are. Don't get me wrong, but are they now more willing to rock the Puma, to rock the Fila?
They really are actually.
The designer.
It's all about being different now. That's
my
the
point.
thing. It's not about what everyone has. It's not like, oh shit, you have that and no one else has that. Like I want to rock the Fila because everyone's gonna be like, damn, that nigga rocking Filas. Like,
that's the thing.
Who else is rocking Filas out here?
That's the thing.
So you are right.
For that reason alone, especially like you said, or we both said, let's wait for the performance review. If the performance review comes out nice, and you put some colorways on there, nowadays dudes are like ballers are about colorways nowadays.
It really is. Like, you gotta look
right.
Good.
Like they almost don't even care about I want to show you that I'm rocking XYZ by Nike. It's more so to say, I'm rocking a shoe that has great performance review and that has a sick fucking colorway that matches my jersey.
And pretty much.
Right? Like, so Puma, if they could execute this very right, if they want, right? Like, they can really make this shit work. So, like, if you were, okay, put it this way.
I'm not signing to Puma.
You are a senior in high school right now.
Jeez, take him back.
You know you're going.
Time to take your back, man.
You know you're going to Duke because I know that's your school.
Actually, I probably would have gone to Harvard. Yeah, I won't. Duke would have too many stars, You
would go to Harvard.
Yeah, just I have this whole thing in my head of where I want to change
you go to
the
Stanford?
NCAA.
Does Stanford have a better team?
Yeah, but Harvard is Harvard. Like, I don't know. But that's just something totally different. Okay, I'm going to Duke. Go ahead. I'm going to Duke. I just committed to Duke.
In college, you're still killing it. You're projected to be the number one pick. Adidas approaches you. Under Armour approaches you. Nike approaches you. Puma approaches you. And Jordan approaches you. I thought that was part of Nike. Technically, no.
It's technically different.
You're right. So Jordan approaches you and one Asian brand approaches you. You take your pick. Who are you signing with and why?
Damn, that's a hard question. That's a heavy question. I need time to think of that. I would sign either with Jordan, just because Jordan is Jordan. They don't just sign anybody.
Right.
I wouldn't sign with Puma, unfortunately, or Under Armour.
Okay, I agree with the Under Armour. I would.
Adidas, I'll say no, just because they have some people they've signed recently, and they have
too many athletes.
They haven't done anything with them.
They have too many athletes because they're
Ingram.
And I think the reason for that is they're too. They have, again, like I said, they have too many athletes, and they dominate in soccer.
There we go, exactly.
Right, so it's like you might have a basketball division amongst your company, but what attention are you giving me?
They're probably not. Who has a signature Adidas shoe other than Harden and Dame? No one else.
D Rose.
Okay, well,
he still sells. He's still top 5 in sales.
Damn,
amongst player shoes, players. What do you call them? Player
shoe sales.
What do you call it? Signature shoe.
Signature shoes.
What am I looking for?
I know where you were going with that.
Yeah, amongst signature shoes, D Rose is still top 5.
Howard had a shoe.
Howard used to, back in 2012, he had some shit.
Other than, like they're not moving.
They're not. Yeah,
you're not seeing the way they're promoting Kyrie. Kyrie's only on his 4th shoe, and I swear I've heard more about Kyrie's shoes than Roses has his whole lifetime.
No, but Rose has a ton of kicks.
He did. He was up to like 8,
kicks.
I think.
A ton of them.
So I'll either be signing with Jordan or the Asian brand, to be
Jordan
honest.
or the Asian.
Jordan
okay.
or the Asian brand.
You know what?
Nike's just, I won't be star of Nike.
I agree with you, other than I would swap Jordan for Puma.
You think you would side with Puma?
I would take the chance on Puma because...
Jay Z's there?
No, well, yeah, for me, there's that bias, clearly.
Jay Z's putting out the cauldron. Hey, you Matthew, come to Puma.
This is Hove. You want to join the brand?
Come to Puma. Like, yeah, sign me up right now.
Sign me up, Hove. I would take a chance on Puma because essentially what you're doing, and this is kind of what DeAndre Ayton wants to do as well, you'd rather be the big fish in the small pond.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's true.
Right?
That is true. I'm not
because at the end of the day,
all.
it's about personal brand.
Mm-hmm.
And you being a C-class name on Adidas making $5 million a year versus you being an A-class name on Puma making $2 million a year, I'd rather take the Puma because I'm the A-class name. My brand is stronger. It's going to help my future contracts. It's going to help my future endorsements, et cetera, et cetera.
You think they give them royalties?
I don't think
because Nike doesn't give royalties. Adidas doesn't give royalties because of Jordan. Because Jordan still makes money off his own shoes.
Yeah,
they said they're never giving out royalties because of that.
I think
they didn't give Kanye royalties, and Kanye really wanted royalties on his shoe.
If we were to make a very uninformed assumption, I think Puma would do one of two things. Either I'm signing you for pennies and I'm giving you royalties, or I'm signing you for a solid amount and that's it, flat rate.
Yeah, that's much. I think they give royalties. I think that's one of the only ways it
could be like a differentiator, right? Like almost like the way Jay Z runs Tidal. Like I don't remember where I saw it. Kind of arbitrary numbers. I think it was something that said one stream on Spotify is worth like 2 cents for the artist. One stream on Apple Music is worth like 7 cents for the artist. One stream on Tidal is worth like 19 cents for the artist.
Yeah.
Something like that,
so
right?
That's how you get people to join your shit.
Exactly, right? So you show them the value for them. And yeah, sure, Apple Music has a bigger crowd. Sure, Spotify has a bigger crowd. But if I stream you 1 million times on Tidal, it's equivalent to me streaming you 7 million times on Spotify.
Yeah, I get it.
So maybe you're right. Maybe that's Puma's entry.
Hey, shout out to Puma for breaking into
But why wouldn't they want to give royalties? Wouldn't you want to be still paying Jordan to this day because that means people are buying the shoes?
Yeah, but it just means like it's honestly just a greed thing for companies. They want more money for themselves.
Yeah, and that's how they don't last a long time.
That's Nike.
That's how they. Well, I know. They ain't going
That's
anywhere.
why. That's the only reason why they don't give royalties. Just like we'll rather pay you 20 million, and if we make 100 mil, we're keeping 80 mil.
That's true.
Versus we have to give you 40 mil, and now we have to keep 60 mil because of royalties.
That is true, man. That is true. So Puma, let's see. I'm curious. Though.
I want to see where this goes.
I mean, after you showed me that first shoe, that shit looks trash.
That shit was trash, though.
Google that shit. Again, like you said, let's see how that performance review ends up. Let's see where they go. I think they can settle themselves. I think they can very, very quickly overcome everyone other than the top two. There's no reason why they can't pass Under Armour.
Who's number 3? Oh, there's no. Yeah,
3 is Under Armour.
I can see them.
3 is Under Armour.
I can see them passing Under Armour easy.
Right? Like I don't name another athlete on Under Armour.
No one knows one. I think Bledsoe, not Bledsoe.
No, they have some football players.
Brandon Jennings?
But I don't think any basketball players.
Okay, let me just do some quick Googles.
Do some quick Googles on that, man. Do some quick Googles on that. But I don't know.
Basketball.
Let's see that shit.
Players.
UA basketball players.
Okay, well, this is wrong. It just told me DeAndre Ayton. Oh, it says UA as in University of Arizona.
Wow. you got to type Under Armour.
Under Armour basketball.
Google ain't letting you do no shortcuts.
Wow. Stephen Curry.
Stephen Curry. Dylan.
Jordan Spieth. Misty Copeland. Cam Newton.
Yo, they have some name. In general, they got the smartest names. Brady. Fucking Brady. Steph.
Giselle.
Cam
they
Newton,
signed Giselle somehow.
Giselle Bundchen. Why not? You said Jordan Spieth as well?
Jordan Spieth.
That's hard. That's a hard roster.
Misty Copeland.
Who's she again?
Is she a dancer? Or she's an actor or something? I don't know. Lindsey Vonn. Cam Newton.
Jeez.
Okay, here's a roster, official roster.
Jeez.
Come on, Google.
That's a roster.
That is a
pound
roster.
for pound. That's a roster.
That is definitely.
But let's get back to basketball because I didn't see a name yet.
There's other than Curry's the only person they put up there.
So they
like
top 5 in all of his Dylon, pretty much.
Julio Jones, football. They have football players.
Yeah, they're great for football.
They even have a model. Ooh, Natasha Hastings.
Hastings. Is she a WNBA?
Jervis, no, she's track.
Oh, yeah. Hastings.
I say Hastings, right? Or Hastings.
No, you're right. I was...
Vasquez.
Grievous Vasquez. He still has a deal with them. Oh, I remember that. He's on their website. That was back when he was on the Raptors.
Moody,
okay.
And that's only 3 basketballers they have.
Oh, so they must love the fact that Moody is in New York now.
Oh, yeah, that's publicity for them.
New York got, what, Kevin Knox?
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't.
Some people liked it.
They should have taken...
MPJ?
No, who went after Kevin Knox?
Macau.
Was
it Macau Bridges?
They should have Miles Bridges.
Miles was 11
They should have taken
or
Miles
10.
Bridges or something like that. I did not like them taking Kevin Knox because he doesn't fit. I don't think he's going to fit New York style with Porzingis.
What kind of player is he? Is he like a 6'9" big man type of thing, or is he like
he's like 6'9"? Like he can dribble a little bit. Like he's a 6'9" wing player, pretty much.
Well, okay, if you're in New York, what do you do? Because you have Moutier, you have they have guards. They have Ntilikina, they have Moutier, and they have Fake Iverson. What's his name? Gary Payton III. Is it?
You call him Fake Iverson?
Nah, just because they were comparing him. Remember, because he had that one breakout game.
Was it Gary? Was it or Trey Burke?
Trey Burke. Yeah, sorry, not Payton III. What am I talking about?
So
they have
Mikal Bridges.
You're not going to draft a guard.
No. Mikal Bridges is a small forward. I just feel like his play style suits
New York more.
What they would need to win more than Kevin Knox, and they need to win now, not a win later type of player.
Let's see what happens.
But yeah, exactly. Let's see what happens.
I wonder what's going to happen, man. Off season starts in a week. Excited about that. July 1st is quickly approaching.
LeBron come to Toronto.
LeBron joined the squad. Casey is gone. That was the only leverage we had.
You think so?
Well, I mean, that was the personal connection.
You think him and DeRozan are friends? No. You think they have a personal relationship? No. I feel like they have each other's number.
Yeah, I think that's about
texting each other on the daily.
He respected Casey on a level below Popovich.
That's good. I feel Casey is going to be a good coach one day. As soon as he gets that
Casey's
playoff
recognized,
thing,
man. Casey has recognition. Like he's like a Rick Carlisle to me, man. Like he has the name, he has the notoriety. He just showed what he can do in a long-term project in Toronto with sustainability,
which was amazing.
Again, word from Toronto. We're going to be biased. We're going to say, "Oh, Raptors are shit. They got to do this. They got to do that." But if we're speaking realistically, he made us a 50-win team for 5 years.
He did. He took us playoffs.
You know what I mean?
He just
playoffs. We just ran into LeBron every single time. We're not going to beat them, right? Like we're just not going to happen. Let's not get into that because we'll get too emotional. But let's stay on Canadian conversation. Everything is exquisite.
Oh,
we're feeling good. We're about to sing our anthem.
Our home and
Americans,
land.
If you want to join the bandwagon, it's not too late. You can come. Come via Buffalo. Come via Detroit. Come from the west side, Seattle, up to Vancouver.
Do you like bong hits?
Take a plane.
Do you
Air Canada Rouge is cheap. It was Air Canada only.
Do you like it?
There's a lot of buses from Buffalo.
We are legal.
Guys.
We are legal.
We're legal.
We are legal.
Marijuana.
Mary Jane.
That smoke.
God's green
earth. That's got to be a name of a strain.
God's green
earth.
God's green crack.
There's God's green crack. There is.
There's God's green earth now.
Guys, weed is going to be legalized
nationally
in Canada. Nationally, Canada is the first industrialized country because, of course, it's so easy to throw an ESPN stat on anything.
Oh my gosh, they were doing that during the whole fucking draft. Oh, in third quarter, under 2 minutes with this guy in this place and 6 feet centers.
Because we're not the first country to legalize it. I know Portugal decriminalized it.
They decriminalized it, but they didn't necessarily legalize it.
I wish we had decriminalized it. I have my reservations. I've spoken about it in the past. Legalizing to me just means corporations will now make money off of what people were incriminated for in the past.
Pretty much.
Decriminalization to me means you are no longer going to be penalized for it because we're making money. So decriminalization is that step that I wish we're at and I wish that we can get to.
Hopefully that's the next step.
Hopefully it is the next step.
People aren't blinded by.
But you know what? For now, I will take that baby step.
You don't have 30 grams on you.
Yeah, you can pull up with a full
30
ounce.
grams, fam.
You pull up with a full ounce, you
can
ain't
be
even getting
dealing and they'll
arrested.
still be like, oh, no, you can't get arrested.
So you can't. Can you smoke in public? I didn't look at that.
I don't think you can smoke in public.
Or maybe like it's limited to like private property, like your personal
like
property.
you won't get arrested for smoking like in front of your house.
So it's like drinking, right? So that's the way I look at it. You're not gonna walk downtown with a beer bottle in your hand drinking because you can't. That's illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what I mean?
No one's gonna arrest you.
It's not drinking. The worst. Yeah, like there's a lot less stress. Yo, bro, I don't know what it is, man, but like when you're black, you feel nervous.
It's not the same.
You're nervous. You're not the same. So I had an experience with that. I was downtown working for the week. Last week. Was it last week? Shit, it was last week.
It was last week.
Yeah, last week I was working downtown for the week, downtown Toronto, obviously. And
make sure everyone knows.
It was after work. It was like a 4-day type of thing at work. So it's 5 o'clock, 4:30, whatever time it is, and I'm saying to myself, I want some God's green earth in my system. You know what I mean? So I'm walking downtown, and I'm thinking to myself, there's a million people around me. I ain't about to do this.
Oh no, definitely not.
So I go into a park. I know park is the worst spot to do it because that shit's just gonna smell up the whole park.
Everyone's gonna be looking at you like, oh my god.
I see this white guy sitting.
Probably the big in the open bong in his fucking hand.
He's not even hiding behind no tree like a Fortnite type of thing. He's just there in the open.
This guy didn't build a. He
didn't press circle and build the whole hut around him and all that type of shit. He's just smoking. So I go up to him. I say, my guy, are they tight about smoking around here? Because maybe you know more than me. Maybe this is not your first rodeo. He's white.
Okay.
So he's like, are they tight about it around here? Bro, the man gave me the Kanye shrug. I couldn't believe it. He was like, "Oh,
nigga doesn't care.
He don't care
because they're white.
He don't care.
It's part of white privilege.
I couldn't believe it.
It's part of white privilege.
I couldn't believe it. So, and then I said to myself, okay, he's smoking. Maybe I should smoke too.
Nah.
So I pull it out. I'm kind of near him. Like I'm kind of near him to a point where it's like, bro, I'm joining the club, but I'm also far enough from him where it's like, yo, I'm not trying to like be in your space. Like you do your thing. I don't know you. Right at the end of the day. So I pull it out and I have the lighter in my hand and I have the thing in my hand. And I'm thinking to myself,
it's not.
Something's not right here.
It's not.
Something's not right.
Skin color changes what you're doing to like horrible, like just brings it down so many steps.
Something's not right. If I get caught, it's me, not him.
Exactly.
Something's not right here. So I decided not to do it. So I did the next best thing. I went to the crackhead area and I decided to smoke because nobody was going there. But yeah, guys, weed is legal.
In LA,
gotta be legal.
In LA, actually, they're allowed to smoke in public.
Yeah, it's
but they said it's
recreational use.
It's such like it looks so like disrespectful.
Yeah,
I was listening to I can't remember what I was listening to. I was in something. I was like, yeah, I went outside smoking, and a kid walked by, and I felt like an asshole.
That's the thing, right? You do feel like an asshole, and you know. I think the legalization for a lot of people is more so about the lack of criminal aspect to it. So it's like, oh, I will no longer have a record for having a gram on me, for having a spliff on me, which is a 0.5, a 0.6, 0.7, whatever.
Like now your car can smell like weed, technically, and you'll be fine.
Exactly. So now it's like you smoked a day and a half ago in your car. You're not nervous anymor at that point, right?
They pull you over. It's like, hey,
let me read a little bit of what the article itself had said. So it says Canadians will be able to legally purchase and consume recreational marijuana by mid-September at the latest, after the Senate voted on Tuesday. This probably would have been June what? I don't even know.
June 20th?
Something like that. Voted on Tuesday, to lift the almost century-old prohibition on cannabis. That's interesting. I didn't know it was prohibited for only 90 years, give or take.
I wonder,
only.
So before that, it was
it was fine. That's interesting. They voted 52 to 29 Just so you guys
Who
are
the
aware of.
bullshit 29
So
people?
29 people said, "Fuck that. We ain't about it. We ain't living for that." And it took them 7 months to really study this bill, to really see what the effects are and whatnot.
It took them 20 months to figure out how to maximize their profit on this.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's legal. It's going to be legal, I should say. So celebrations for us.
October 17th.
Shout out to our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, whether he's involved or not in this.
Well, that was part of the reason why he got elected, no?
Yes, actually.
A lot of people remember that as...
I remember that. That was a big reason why he got elected. A lot of people said he's going to be the person that legalizes marijuana.
He was saying it during his campaign trail. I want to legalize you. I want to legalize weed. And people were asking him for the last 2 years, hey, man, where's this shit at?
He kept that same energy.
So shout out to Justin Trudeau.
He kept that same energy. So Trudeau announced that it will be, he said October 17th. So it's kind of getting conflicting timelines. I know that information had come out after the original article came out. So maybe that's a little bit more accurate. Trudeau says that on October 17th, it will officially be legal. Yeah.
Well, shout out, man. Let's go. Get it.
What else can I say to that? Like, there's really nothing else to say to that. Like, shout out to that. We're happy. Life is about to be good, guys.
And as black people, please don't smoke in public.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Don't be. You already look a certain way for being black. Don't
be that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, don't do it in an obnoxious manner. Like, don't like walk around a whole block while smoking as if you're holding a cigarette.
In people's feet, or
exactly. Like,
by.
Whatever. You're sitting on the park bench when no one's there.
That's different.
You're blowing the smoke down or to the side. Like, just don't be obnoxious about it.
Yeah,
it looks silly. Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
What else?
More good news.
What else we got? Well, go ahead.
Some entertainment news. Charlamagne got the HBO show.
Random thoughts. Yo, everyone's getting these premium subscription deals. What's up with that? So Charlamagne gets HBO, so he's gonna host a show there.
The gray area. It's gonna be like kind of like the Letterman thing we're talking about, where he's gonna have hosts.
It's funny that we talked about that, and then immediately that Charlamagne shit came up.
He said he's gonna be like hosting it like in certain in areas related to their life. Like he gave the Cardi B example. Like if I'm interviewing Cardi B, I'll go to the strip club she used to strip at.
Oh yeah,
and interview her there. Yeah,
so he talked about it.
He talked about it on Brilliant Idiots.
Oh shit! I don't know if I finished.
He gave another example too. He's like, if I go somewhere else with someone, I'll go to like their old stomping grounds.
I think the Cardi B paints the perfect visual though, right? Like he's trying to do, like Letterman does it as well. So like when he interviewed Jay Z as an example, one of the producers that Jay Z has worked with for a long time is Rick Rubin. Yeah. So he went to Rick Rubin's house. Yeah, Jay Z wasn't there, but he went to Rick Rubin's house, talked to Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin had another recording artist that was recording a song at the time. So he let David Letterman sit in on that recording session. Or when Letterman interviewed Obama and spoke with the dude that did the Selma Bridge walk way back in the day, that guy still has a relationship with Obama to this day. Letterman had a sort of an excerpt during the interview itself where it kind of cut scened and went to that and that guy. I forget his name, John Davis or something like that. Shout out to him. So if Charlamagne's going to do something like that, I'm here for that. Like the Kanye. Perfect example.
That was probably like a trial. That's coming to mind. That was probably like a trial.
Of course it was a trial.
Like HBO said, here's a budget.
Of course it was a trial.
Go do it HBO paid. I think HBO paid and said, let's see views on this.
That's a good point.
Let's see the reaction to this.
Wow.
I feel like they did. I feel like it's just, do you know how much stuff goes on behind scenes that we don't know about?
Because we know Charlamagne's working with people. Like he openly announced it's not a secret, right? So
he just doesn't say what he's doing.
That's interesting. He probably went to HBO or he was probably pitching his shit.
Yeah, he was pitching it around.
And said, listen, I want to do a show, and before I do this show, I want to show you what a trial of that show will look like.
Yeah, or he probably sold the show and they're like, we want it, but we don't want to invest in it. He's like, look, I'm going to interview Kanye. Let's set it up. You pay for my flight there or whatever. You know, we do with the money. You guys handle the money, and we do the show, and we'll see how reaction is.
So there's that. I want to talk about the Desus Mero thing very quickly, and then I want to follow up both of those with a question. Okay. So Desus Mero, of course, they have their show on Viceland. Obviously, they used to have that, or this still goes on.
I think it says end of June. I think June 29th is the last episode.
Oh, fuck, that's sad.
It really is. It's the end of how many years? 2 years? 3 years?
So now they're gonna get a deal with Showtime.
Showtime.
What was interesting was Showtime's tweet threw me off.
What did Showtime tweet?
Showtime tweeted, and I quote, I'm not changing any words on this. Showtime has ordered our first ever weekly late night talk show starring Desus Mero, scheduled to premiere 2019. What threw me off here was our first ever weekly late night talk show.
It's once a week, I think.
Why would it be once a week?
I remember. I'm so confused. I thought it was like a daily, and wait, it's not daily. It's weekly. It's once a week.
It's gonna be once a week.
It's what their show is.
I'm cheesed.
I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how long it is.
I don't want to see Desus Mero once a week. Pause.
I don't know. We'll see.
They're better. They're better in that quick.
But this will be more like
in depth.
Yeah, sketch.
More substance.
It's will have sketches with it.
I guess
a little bit more stand up.
And that's what I was gonna say.
Reaction video like Vice and Land right now. So it's gonna be a little bit of everything. A little bit of interviews. It's not just one.
Because I think what Desus and Mero have been doing on Bodega Boys is practicing their storytelling.
I think they're good. You know how many times they go into those
First of all, they're great
sarcastic stories?
I think they're one of the best.
The Big Bully. Remember Big Bully with the dog? That was so fucking.
To me, they're like Key and Peele in that sense.
That's pretty much what they're going to be.
Right? And that's what I was thinking.
It's not just going to be that. Though.
Right.
Now they're going to have interview with guests.
That's crazy. Oh my God.
And it's probably going to be an hour long, not 30 minutes.
So this could elevate them to another level.
Yeah, they probably get more money for doing this than Viceland.
So, you completely changed my mind on that just now. Because I was thinking at first, I was cheesed. I wanted something that was similar to Bodega Boys. Something that was similar to Desus and Mero on Showtime. Yeah. I wanted something almost the exact same. But now that you mention it, if it's weekly, okay, you get less. But
you get different.
Now it's almost SNL-like.
Yes.
In that sense, where we're creating sketches. We have the interview aspect to it. We have the Desus and Mero reaction aspect to it. That's a great point because now, first of all, those guys...
And a bigger budget.
Those guys are super talented.
Hella funny. Hella talented.
But you can make the argument that with Desus and Mero, the Viceland show, not to us... But it probably could be getting stale.
It does get
not
stale.
To us.
Again, it's not knocking on them. But it is a reaction video at the end of the day.
Right. So you don't want to be trapped in the reaction. Like you don't want to be Rob Dyrdek's ridiculousness or America's Funniest Home Video.
That got stale.
As successful as those were, they got stale. So I think they're great writers. They were writers before they were on the TV, right? So. They're probably trying to use that writing ability, that sketch ability, that comedy ability, that improv ability, the interviewing ability that they've been working on.
Probably put it all together and sold it to Showtime.
Shit.
So shout out to them.
Great point. The question I wanted to ask for both of them, so Charlamagne on HBO, Desus Mero on Showtime, is this going to affect premium subscription at all? In, let's call it the Black community in general, like whether it's us here in Canada buying HBO, buying Showtime in the United States.
Let's be honest. As what'd you say? What'd you call us?
What? Black community.
As a Black community, we find ways to figure out or get ways around the paid walls.
But that's the thing. Like I feel like we're in a very interesting era right now where you're still proud to get your means by how you get them, if you know what I mean. Access shows via other avenues.
Pretty much.
If you want to say that. But there's also a pride nowadays in doing the right thing. Like buying an album or, you know what I mean? Like
there is, but...
Bootlegging an album isn't as cool anymore. It's not like, you bought it, you're a chump.
But it's like, you bought it, you're
supporting.
It's because you can stream it now.
No, I'm talking about the purchase.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
So even when you listen to like an Andrew Schultz, it's like, guys, like if you really fuck with it, just purchase.
But that's why
if you can't, just stream it at least.
That's why. But that's why buying is more.
So what I'm
seen to now, because now you're actually spending more money.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is
streaming money.
So what I'm saying is
buying channel work
because buying is more acceptable now. Do you see people in the Black community saying, you know what, maybe I should pay that $20 a month, or let's say $10 a month for HBO
Hell
Go?
No.
Maybe I should pay.
Hell no. You pay $20 a month or $20 a one-time thing.
Yeah, that's balling out.
For an album, you're paying once. I'm not trying to pay $20 a month to watch Desus Mero. I would pay $20 to watch Desus Mero, but the bag isn't full yet.
So, the way my wallet's set up, pretty much is what you're saying.
The back part and the white and the front part.
So you don't think it'll have much impact on premium cable numbers?
I think it'll go up.
Yes,
they have a following, and they're following.
They do.
A percentage of their following will come with them.
And don't think it's remember too, a lot of both of their following. So let's think about Charlamagne's following. A lot of his following is the radio crowd. A lot of his following is brilliant idiots as well. Not just black people.
No.
A lot of people that are willing to pay money, and
that's why
black people are willing to pay money too. Let's act like
they will go up, just not significantly.
Yeah, not significantly, but he will bring numbers to the network.
Yes, he definitely will.
Similarly to how the way that you position the Desus Mero thing, I'm actually like a million times more excited about that.
Trust me, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, why is 2019 so far?
Like I never thought I'm repeating myself, but I never thought about what you said. Mm-hmm. So like that alone, like I'm not saying I'm gonna buy Showtime, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that intrigues me. That intrigues me. I'm very interested about that. What else? What else we got for random thoughts, man? You see that Netflix shit?
What Netflix shit?
Netflix crews, the Netflix crews are banned from looking at each other for more than 5 seconds.
Wow. I get we gotta protect people in the workplace, but sometimes it's just so unrealistic.
So the streaming service says it's proud of its anti-harassment training that we offer to our productions. Netflix has introduced a new anti-harassment training in the wake of the MeToo movement that rocked Hollywood, blah, 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 blah. New rules imposed on set reportedly, now this is reported, alleged, include no looking at anyone for longer than 5 seconds, no lingering hugs, no flirting, and no asking for a colleague's phone number.
How the hell am I supposed to meet my future wife if I spend 40 hours a day, 40 hours a week, I can't even ask for her phone number?
Yo, this guy's cheesed. You're kidding me.
How am I supposed to meet females or males if I was a female if I can't even ask for the number? Like I find that person interesting.
And that's fair on both sides. How are coworkers able to mingle with one another, of course, in situations where both parties are single?
I need my shift taken. I have no one's number.
Or that, just the social aspect to it in general, like not even flirting one-on-one, but just like you're my friend, you know what I mean? You're a comrade of mine.
Have a relationship outside of work. Work's not the only place we should have a relationship.
I think it's the ruling is silly. If that's what they need to mention, I think you just got to kind of treat people what's right and what's not right.
Exactly.
I think you have to treat males and females to be polite and not necessarily saying, hey, can I do this? Hey, can I do that? But being able to understand body language, being able to confirm in potential tricky scenarios, and understanding what no means on both sides, right? So that's really all there is to it. I don't think you need to necessarily set rules that say no hugging that looks weird. How do you govern 5 seconds of looking?
I was gonna say, how do I talk to your boss? You need to get your what do you know if you're a boss? What's the person under you?
Subordinate.
Okay, you gotta get your subordinate to do something. You gotta say, hey, can you do? Like you gotta look away while I'm trying to talk to you. Like I don't get this. Like it's so weird.
What if what you have to say takes more than 5 seconds to say? Is that what you're saying?
You literally have to look away and continue.
You have to look away, break it. You gotta have a stop. Okay, my issue is how do you govern rules that are subjective?
You don't.
Because
it's just to be used against you if time does come up.
Exactly.
So if some girl says, oh, he was talking to me, and like, oh, we look at the camera, you're looking at her for more than 5 seconds. Now we can use that against you. But if she never reports that, they'll never use it.
I don't know, man.
Those are rules that are used to cover Netflix's ass.
Pretty much, yeah. Netflix is trying to cover themselves by saying, hey, well, we have these rules in place.
You clearly broke it.
It's not our fault that person had broke the rule. We had taught them what to do. We have our rules in place. We have our guidelines. They're very evident. Yeah. Everyone is aware of what they are.
Yeah.
And that that individual chose to break it. And because that individual chose to break it, that individual will not be compensated by Netflix
pretty much
in all of this.
They say, oh, he looked at you for more than 5 seconds, he's fired. That's their excuse.
That's going to be the new tagline.
There's no what's that thing called when you fire someone for no reason?
I was going to say probable cause.
There's no probable cause. There's no probable cause for termination. Unjustful termination. I don't fucking know. I'm not a lawyer yet.
Who knows?
I said like I'm on the way to be a lawyer.
Is that it?
That's all I have for random stuff. Should I do some CCS?
Yeah, man. Let's get into that.
Hit the
CCS. Remember CCM?
What's CCM?
The hockey brand.
It's still out there, isn't it? I don't watch hockey, but I swear it's still
CCM
out there.
was hard. Low key, I rock like CCM jerseys.
I don't know. I remember
CCM. We used to play road hockey. But anyways, guys, CCS is that crazy Canadian shit. I feel like you know what it is. You feel like what?
No, go on. Sorry. Keep going. I was way too early with that.
But CCS, guys, as usual, we're bringing you some Canadian stories. These are eye-raising stories. These are what the fuck stories. It's from across Canada. Last week we're a little sad. We want to get off of that vibe. But we just want to give you stories from around the country, make you guys aware of what's going on. So the people that are from Toronto, shit happens outside of Toronto too.
It does.
So we want to bring that news to you guys. And people outside of Canada, some weird shit happens in Canada. So we want to bring that news to you. We're normal. We're boring. Didn't Desus Mero rip on Canadian news for... You see that clip on Desus Mero? I think it was last week.
Which one?
Where the fucking they're not seagulls, they're not pelicans,
Pelican?
Ostriches or some shit. No, what's them fucking birds that flap out their?
Oh, peacocks.
The peacocks were brucking up cars.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, I see.
Are you kidding?
No, it was turkeys.
Turkey or some shit.
Yeah.
So that's technically a CCS.
That is technically a CCS. Yo, shout out to Desus Mero for the CCS.
Shout out, Desus Mero's getting on the CCS train. We see you guys. We see you. It's okay. Take the CCS. You know what I mean? We give to the
we can bring CCS to Viceland, can't we?
Viceland.
You guys want some CCS?
If you guys are listening, we can host a CCS session.
Trust me.
Right now. You guys are losing that time slot.
Hit us up.
Just saying. Hit them up. Anyways, CCS guys know what it is. Let's get into the first story here. So I want to highlight something. I got a very special message to anyone that's from New York or LA or Beijing or fucking any other big city or any other big state in America where you think the commute is bad.
You ain't shit, nigga.
Y'all niggas ain't shit. You ain't gonna do shit. Toronto's worse than all of them. So Toronto has been ranked the worst city in North America to commute in.
You know, I've been working downtown recently. Mm-hmm. I stopped driving. It makes no sense to drive. It takes me almost 2 hours to get home.
It's fucking crazy.
A 30-minute trip takes me 2 hours. I have to start taking the train downtown.
Let's give these guys a little bit of understanding as to why Toronto's so bad. So first of all, let me read the little...
I feel like this could be a topic on its own. Like
this could definitely be a topic.
30-minute topic on its own.
We'll definitely go off. But we'll try to keep the time tight for you guys because we appreciate you listening. So let me provide some context to it. So there's a report released in the UK. Now, this is good that this report was not done in the US. So there's no bias at all. A report released in the UK, some company named Expert Market, they revealed that Toronto is the worst in North America when it comes to commuting times and is the 6th worst in the world. The study, which looks at 74 cities globally with a population size of more than 300,000, compared average time spent commuting each day, average time waiting for a bus or a train, average journey distance, and data from living and traffic indexes for some sort of weighted score. Now, let's explain why Toronto's so bad. Let's try to make this super quick. We have 2 subway lines.
Pretty much. We think we have 4. But
on paper, we have 4. Well, we have 2 subway lines.
We have 2 that actually do shit.
In the greater Toronto area, or all of just the Toronto and surrounding area, several lines of buses. It's not owned by one company, so to speak.
No, yeah, just the TTC,
right? The Brampton, My Way,
Mississauga,
fucking Durham Transit. What's that shit called again? Viva. What's the next one called? YRT. What's the next one?
Is this Scarborough uses TTC?
Scarborough uses TTC as well. Yeah, so too many of those, so they don't link with one another.
You gotta pay fares. You gotta pay
extra.
Switching.
So when you switch from TTC to Viva, that's 2 different fares. You switch from Viva to YRT is the same thing. You switch from Viva to My Way, that's 2 different fares. That's part of the reason why it's trash. So you have 5-6 different companies working their own schedules and their own bus routes and their own. So your bus might arrive at 9:13 every day, to the stop where you need to transfer, but because it's not related to the other bus's company, the other bus company might arrive at 9:12 a.m.
Pretty much, you miss your
and
bus.
you will never meet that match.
Yep, that happens.
So shit like that happens. So we have 2 subway lines. That's trash.
The subway is always
Subway's always packed, although I've seen worse in India and China.
Yeah, broken a lot of times. Like,
broken a lot of times.
Literally, if you take the subway to school in a month, you go to school 20 days, the subway's probably broken in the morning going to school 10 out of those days.
And what happens? Shuttle buses as a result, and those shuttle buses take 10
Uber
times longer.
prices surcharge.
Uber prices surge like a motherfucker.
Because now they know everyone wants to take
what else adds to this? So based on how they compile the score, I think what's also very important to mention as well, and that's where you'll see kind of what I had read out. The average time spent commuting is long because it's always rush hour.
It is.
So rush hour in the morning, there's morning rush hour that starts at about 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Morning rush hour finishes around 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll give it.
Right?
30, 10.
The midday rush starts at about 11:30, if not 11.
There's a midday rush?
Yes, there is.
I've never seen that.
I've learned that the hard way. The midday rush starts about 11:30 a.m. and lasts until about 2 p.m.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If not 2:30.
And then the rush hour starts again right there.
And then when it's during school, there's the school rush, which starts at about 3 o'clock
Yeah.
and finishes at about 4, the school rush.
But then work is just
And then you have the
ending.
main rush hour that starts at 4 o'clock
4:30?
and finishes at about 7.
Pretty much.
So listen to what I just said,
You're
guys.
always in rush hour, fam.
Rush hour, I said the following times. I said 9:30 to 11, 11:30 to 2, 2:30 to 4, 4 to 7.
We're always in rush hour.
Always in rush hour. Our main highways have 3 lanes.
Always backed up.
The DVP has 3 lanes.
Sometimes two,
The
depending on where it
QEW
is.
has 3 lanes. 4 lanes sometimes. But
401 has like 8 if you can include collectors, but it's always backed up.
always.
And the only one
backed
that's
up, man.
not backed up, you got to pay for.
That's fucking crazy. Let's talk about the top 5 though really quickly. Top 5 worst cities are Rio de Janeiro, Bogota, Sao Paulo, Istanbul, and Salvador. So that's who we're banging up against.
Not even trying to be not trying to be rude, but those are some third world countries.
Fam. How are we that bad?
Yo.
We're in the same company as Rio de Janeiro, Bogota, Sao Paulo, Istanbul, and Salvador. Fam.
Yeah, we suck, Toronto, man. We gotta make a change.
We're trash.
I don't know how, but we gotta make a change.
We're trash. John Tory's doing his thing though. He's trying.
Yeah, well, he made more bike lanes.
He's trying. He made more bike lanes. Took out car lanes. Closed King Street.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Man.
Right.
I'm gonna stop that CCS before I get cheesed. Let's move on to the next CCS story. Now this is one that you had brought up.
This one is just a little funny. brings smiles to my face.
Brings smiles to my
If
face.
you're from Toronto, if you're from Canada, you've probably seen this picture. But it's a picture. I don't remember where it was taken. I didn't have enough time to do enough research into this. But John Trudeau's eyebrow is
Justin Trudeau, not John.
oh sorry.
Yo, I'm looking at
It's
this.
falling off his face.
My eyes, my mouth is wide open right now. I'm looking at this because I just looked
think
at
he was
the
off the God's green crack
fam.
when he took this when he did this.
Is this real?
Yes, it was in a press conference. His eyebrow fell off. I think it's hilarious.
So he has fake eyebrows.
I don't know. He must have.
Fam, what?
But
Am I tripping?
Our supreme leader is
Yo, Justin Trudeau has fake
his eyebrows
eyebrows.
are falling off.
This is fucking crazy.
That should look like a caterpillar.
Yo, let's play that shit. He's just talking, I guess.
Yeah, he's just talking and he just sees eyebrows.
Yo,
But that's what I wanted to bring.
the man is rocking a weave on his eyebrows.
Obviously
You got the eyebrow weave.
had that eyebrow weave.
Or the eyebrow wig.
Yeah, he didn't get it sewn in. He should have got the sewn in.
Yo,
He got the taped version.
Man should have had that sewn in.
He got a taped version.
That's
cheaped out.
crazy.
But yeah, that's all I had to say. I just thought it was funny. If you haven't seen it, just go Google it.
Guys,
Justin Trudeau eyebrow.
look that up. Justin Trudeau fake left eyebrow.
It's hilarious.
You will find it. It's a clip of him talking. I think it was a meeting with Trump, and his left eyebrow really looked as if like you done changed expression on his face via emoticon. Like that was fucked up.
It's fun.
That's
It's
just funny
hella
as shit. Oh man, don't
Yeah.
kill me, man. But yo, let's leave it at that. We're running at an hour 50 again. Jeez. Guys, we're sorry, man. We're sorry that we're putting out fire.
Ew, there's just so much talking.
We're sorry that we're putting out fire,
always
man.
willing to talk.
It's just too much shit to say. But, yo, as usual, guys, that brings us to the end of another episode of the True North Views podcast. Guys, you already know what it is, man. I go by the name of Harris.
I go by JustShola.
As usual, you know the number one rule out there.
Watch out for all them waste men.
Watch out for every single one of them. Because they ain't right.
They out there.
And it's the summertime, and they out there.
They hitting you up with that WID. They hitting up with you, wifey material.
Fuck that, guys. Stay blessed out there, man. As usual, it's TMV, baby. It's episode 9. Everything is exquisite.
Turn the 6 upside down. It's 9 now.
It's get it.